Hello everybody and welcome to this week's, I have to stop saying that, they're not really weekly anymore, welcome to this month's Sleepy Sunday stream. As some of you might have seen, if you follow along, I have been on a bit of a hiatus, a hibernation if you will, because real life got very, very busy. However, a certain game has come out that I was very, very eager to play, and as we played the demo of this at some point in the past, it felt only right to stream it. So this is LOK Digital. It is, for those of you who don't know, a paper puzzle originally, as in a real puzzle on paper. You can get in a book, which is excellent, and it's been converted into a digital puzzle with, as far as I'm aware, similar but potentially slightly different rules. And I loved the demo. So I loved the book, I loved the demo. It's ages since I've played it, so whether or not I can remember any of the rules, that seems suspect. But it's out very recently, and I remember the demo being amazing, so I'm really, really looking forward to this. It is, while we're here, by, and I'm going to say these names wrong, but Blaz and Raindrinker, and Raindrinker was in the chat just before we got going. So yeah, go support these creators, they're amazing. It's also being published by Draknek and friends who you'll know from Monsters Expedition, Cosmic Express, Soccerban Express, and A Good Snowman is Hard to Build. And we've played at least some of those on the stream as well at some point. So, I mean, the best way to explain what this game is just to get going with it. But long story short, it's a game about learning a language, and the words have power in this little kind of paper puzzle world that exists. And you learn different words to learn different powers. But, as I say, let's just get going. We are seeding the ground with LOK. Lovely. LOK is the first word you learn, I believe. And I vaguely remember two verbs from this game, LOK and Tlak, but I can't remember what either of them do. Oh, hey buddy. Wow, just born and they already look like they've seen some stuff. Truly, that is a vibe for 2024. So, LOK are a fresh new kind of living beings that spawned in the middle of a vast, incomprehensible world. Oh, that is definitely a mood. Help them understand their surroundings and guide them towards expansion of their civilization. Oh yes, I remember you go through sort of different time periods as well. Also, if you've not noticed yet, the game looks really, really, really nice. Also, the audio is great. I really love the kind of chill, synthy soundtrack. And that sun is solar flaring all over the place. This planet is going to have amazing northern lights. Alright, so I guess we're starting at the campfire stage. Interesting, there are definitely more levels than I remember in the demo as you'd expect. Okay, click on tiles to spell LOK. Use LOK by clicking on an additional tile. So, basically you click on... Oh, that's interesting. So I can click first and last, that works. Or I can click them all, or I can click and drag. That's nice, that's very smooth. So yes, this is the basics. We spell words. Then when you've spelt a word, it gives you an ability that I seem to remember you have to use. And the idea is to turn all the white cells to black cells. So LOK's ability is it just lets us fill in another cell when we spell LOK. Which then means we've completed that level. Oh yeah, I'm preempting the tutorial. You must always black out all tiles in the level. So, yeah, we have to do that. We can fill that one in. And I guess this is telling us that we can also cover cells that have a letter in as well. Because there's no way to spell LOK here because this cell's blank. Keywords must be spelled in a straight line. So we're not allowed to do that. That feels important. That feels very important. So we have LOK there, and LOK there. Free spaces here, so we can do that. can hold, click and drag to select tiles. You can also undo moves or reset the puzzle at any time. So I guess, what is this telling us? Well, I guess we do that. We do that. We click there. I guess if you pick the wrong word first off, that will block that puzzle. Adjacency of tiles can change throughout solving a puzzle. Figure out how. Yes, this is the bit in the demo. I remember I went, oh no, because I realised what the trick was with this. So currently, across here, we can't spell lock because we have two O's, so we get look. However, if we instead spell this one first, let's say fill in that space, now that space is already used, so we skip over black cells. So now, when we do this, we're still spelling lock. And this is where a lot of the initial puzzles come from, right? Because it now becomes that we have to order and sequence things really, really carefully in order to be able to solve the puzzles. So similarly, now we can spell lock that way. We want to fill in that cell, because now we skip over all these black cells here, and we can spell lock down like that. And it's just a very, very neat puzzle design. Also, some really nice accessibility stuff here that you can either click and drag, or you can click separately, or you can click start and end. That's really good for people who struggle with kind of repetitive strain and things like that. There's lots of different options. Alright. The only place we can spell lock is like that. Then we want to fill that one in, because then we can spell lock across there and fill that one in. Right, okay. We can spell lock there, we can spell lock there. We can spell lock there, we can spell lock there. So we have to fill that cell in, because there's no K above it, so we can't ever complete up there. My suspicion is we have to do that one, that one, that one. Yeah, okay. So if we do this, we just basically are going to use this to fill in this middle column. That. Ah, next world. Ooh, we've invented the wheel. Nice. Okay, so this cell we have to fill in. Probably spell lock down that way somehow. So maybe we do that, and then that, that and then that, that and then that. There we go. Okay, so we can spell lock up there, but only when we've got rid of this K. We have to spell lock at least 4 times to fill in these empty cells, because currently we can't do anything with them with the spelling. So we can spell it once there, twice there, 3 times there, 4 times there. That doesn't feel like enough. But I think the only place we can spell it initially is here. Oh, okay, yeah, so then we can do that one. So in other words, we always have to use the locks to blank out the blank cells in this. So we do that one, goes there, that one goes there, that one goes there, that one goes there. Amazing, okay. Alright, so it's telling us to move on, but we have ones here. Starred puzzles are advanced puzzles. You can save them for later. Interesting. I wonder how much these are going to break me if I try and do them immediately. That's a bad idea. We need to spell lock across there, I think. go. Yeah, there might be moments where I just go very quiet as I just stare at a thing with an intense and confused expression on my face that you can't see. So there's clearly like a lock down there. Maybe I should be coming back to these. We'll try and do the hard ones in the first area. Then we'll maybe leave them in the later areas, because I'm invested now. Oh, I'm not sure if that's a bad idea or not. That feels like a bad idea. No, I've done it. Yeah, because now I get stuck. Well, that's nice. Right click, just being undoing. Back a step's really nice. Yeah, so if we do this one here, we're getting rid of 2 cross ones each time, which is probably not great. But, you know, being a puzzle designer myself makes me think there's obviously going to be a trick to this, that we can't just do the obvious thing. Especially in advanced puzzles, because that's not interesting. Yes, because we can actually spell lock down there and lock up there, so we don't want to use this one. I think. Yeah, there we go. Oh. So many Ks. Oh goodness, right. Where do we start? Well, we can spell lock there. And we can spell lock there. Oh, sorry. And we can spell lock there. Just gonna pick one and see how we go the first time out. I get the feeling we've already fluffed this, but alright. So we'll lock across there. Yeah, that's bad. Because we'll now run out of... Yeah, we've now run out of ways of doing this. So, oh, we can also spell lock up there as well. First out. We can spell lock across there if we're lucky. Feels wrong. Maybe we do look like this. Does that feel any better? Maybe. But now I have the problem that I want to spell lock across there and up there. Oh, but that's okay. No, that's okay. Because if I do that one, I'm still going to run out of letters, aren't I? Very easily. Yes. It's one of those ones that feels like it will be really obvious when I see it. But, you know, that's puzzle games. I feel like I've ended up doing basically the same thing. I absolutely have. Alright, we'll leave that advanced one for later. That's one I need to ponder on myself. Let's go and learn some new verbs. Ah. Oh, and now I feel like I should prod the... Adorable. Okay, so... We've moved on. We're no longer on a campfire. We're doing agriculture. We're doing farming. We've got the wheel. We're transporting whatever these are. We've got a new keyword, Tlak. It makes you black out 2 adjacent tiles. So, okay, so if I do that... Ah. Cool. Adjacent to each other, not adjacent to the word itself. Fine. You can check hints in the dictionary by clicking on the icons in the top right. Oh, that's nice. I don't remember that. Cool. And we know that adjacency is a bit weird. Because it ignores black cells. So what we want to do here is this to black out that cell. Then we can spell that across there, and then these 2 cells at the top count as adjacent. So if we go back to that one, if we, for example, do this one, we can't then finish it this way because these don't count as adjacent. So we have to basically make sure we're always paying attention to our adjacency and how it changes. So in this case, it looks like we probably want to do that, followed by that, so we can spell the word again there, Tlak, which allows us to fill those in, which means that we can spell LOK across there, so we can fill that in. Now, this is one thing I will say, I really love paper puzzles, but one of the problems I always have with paper puzzles on paper is when you're learning things like this, I always struggle because I'm always worried and sort of panicking that I've completed it incorrectly. So one thing I really like about digital recreations of this is it actually gives you that confidence you've learnt the word correctly. You've learnt the thing it's trying to teach you correctly because it won't let you progress otherwise. So I really like paper puzzles and I really like digital recreations of them like this, especially when they're done this nicely. Okay, so we can spell LOK across there. I think then we need to do... So I think that's the only word we can spell straight off, because these both have a space in, so they won't count. We need to fill in these 3 cells so we can spell LOK across here, and we need to fill in these 2 cells. But these 2 cells do not count as adjacent. Okay, so we do that to do that. So we can now spell it here. Now these 2 count as adjacent. So we can spell the word there to make LOK adjacent, so we can fill that in. Okay. So we've got 2 spellings of Tlak, or 3 spellings of Tlak down, and 1 of LOK. Okay, so the problem is if we do something like this, Going to end up being stuffed by our adjacency rules, yeah, because we're going to have to cover up some of this word. So I think we need to spell 1 LOK and 2 Tlaks to fill it all in. Oh, New World. That looks like a city. All right. So we've got a LOK there, a sort of hidden Tlak there, and a LOK up there with a gap. Interesting. So our first moves are either that or that. That feels bad because it's getting rid of the L we need across here. So I think we do that so we can spell LOK again up there. Yeah. And then we can spell Tlak across there and fill in those last 2 cells. Very nice. Yeah, we have a Tlak across there again. So I think we have to spell that one. That gets us a Tlak. To spell LOK up there. We do that first, maybe. Yeah, okay, so we spell that one first to fill in that space. Because that then allows us to, fill in that space. So that then allows us to spell this word and use the adjacency across here to get the LOK. Nice. All right. I'm going to leave the additional puzzles for later so we can see some more verbs in this stream without me just staring at the thing and being baffled. But we might come back to those depending how well we do. Oh. Yeah, civilization. We have pavements. We have sewer grates. We have little apartments. Very nice. Learn a new keyword. Trust the learning process. Something I say a lot in my day job. So, I guess the new keyword here is either going to be or ta. Ta-ta-ti. Okay. Okay, so ta, if I'm understanding this correctly, yeah, it looks like ta blacks out all of the same letter when you click on it. So if I click on the T, I black out both the T's. In this case, I guess we want to click on the E, so then we can say ta-ta, get rid of the last T. How's that in the dictionary? Oh, okay. That one's perhaps less obvious in the dictionary. Okay, so at the current moment, G's and H's are not in any of our words. We have LOK, T, A as our letters. So this will bundle into all our previous adjacency knowledge. So if we spell ta there, we can get rid of all of the G's. Interesting. So we can spell ta across there and get rid of all of the H's. Alright. Salsa. Okay. So hidden in salsa we have a LOK here, here, and here. I guess the only thing we can do is that. We need to get rid of the S. We get rid of the S's, so we can spell LOK to fill in that final space. Right, okay. You can't trick me with your real words. even if now I want nachos. Okay, so we have a tower across here, a tower across here, a tower across here. Oh, tea. That is a good idea. Now, does it also work on blank cells? Yes. Interesting. So that means we can do this, do this, do this, do that. So that puzzle was obviously trying to teach us it can do blank cells as well. Okay, cool. So now we have potentially a LOK, a Tlak, and a Ta. I guess the only thing we can do is this. First off. If we do that one, that allows us to do a Ta. And then I guess we just fill in all the blank cells? Because that gives us a Tlak, which lets us fill in those last two. Hopefully you're starting to see why this game is so clever though, right? It's every rule is really simple. And there's not very many rules outside of them, right? We have LOK that just fills in a single cell. We have Tlak that fills in 2 cells. We have Ta that fills in all of the same. All of the complexity comes out of just those few very small, simple additional rules, like whenever we say adjacent, adjacency ignores black cells. Or that we have to fill in the whole grid. And those two things are really easy to keep in your head, which means the puzzle here is very readable in a lot of ways, which is really nice. So you always feel, or at least I always feel, very smart in solving it. You don't get that feeling of going, oh, well, that's unfair, how's I supposed to know that? Which is really a bad feeling in puzzles, I think. Okay, now, we can LOK across here, we can Tlak down here, potentially Tlak across there as well if we get rid of this E2. Is this one of those ones where you don't actually need to use Ta at all? No, because that gets us stuck. Also, F and E are in none of our words yet. So we'll always need to cover these up somehow. I don't think D is either. There's also not very many repeated letters. Yeah, okay, you do need to use tags. Then we can cover those E's. Get that Tlak. Fill in there. Nice. Ooh. Apparently we've invented Tesla towers. Ooh. Okay. So we can LOK there. We can LOK there. Well done, game. I say about how you're really readable, and then you absolutely stump me immediately. Classic. So let's say we just do this, just to see how it feels. Get rid of all the O's. Get rid of all the K's, but we're still left with a single L. Can we do better? I mean, almost certainly. I don't think we can spell Tlak in. Oh, we can spell. Oh, I mean, we can spell it right there. Well done, brain. We do that, but that feels bad because it gets rid of the O we need, which then leaves us a bit stuffed, I think. Yeah, so that can't be right. Yeah, that leaves us with all different letters. So whenever we're using tau, we want to try and keep, most of the time I guess, the same letters about. Because that lets us move more with one verb. We don't want to cover up a... There we go, that looks right. So about to say we probably don't want to cover up the O's. But then I got too distracted thinking about it. Okay. So we have a ta straight away, which can lead to a tlak. But I guess the problem here is, if we take the T or the L or the O, that then blocks us being able to do the other verbs we want. We're supposed to do the A's. No, because that stops us being able to spell Tlak. Interesting. If we do this and then this, can we still win like this? No. So we can't complete it if we still need to use the verb. There's no way we can now use this verb. Ooh. Okay then. I think we have to do... This is forcing us to do a ta first. I mean, that's not great. That's definitely not better. And that's just putting us exactly back where we were. Ooh, or is it? No, that's not great at all. Okay. Okay. Let's reevaluate the initial assumption just to make sure, because sometimes you make the assumption that this is your first move, and that's where the trap is. So we can't do a LOK down there, we can't do a Tlak. That's nothing yet. That feels like that must be the first move. Which then means it's about picking the correct next move. My brain keeps saying must be that, but it's not working. So we need to think more about it. My brain's sort of trying to tell me that we don't really need this LOK. Which makes me think we probably do. But no, it can't be that. I don't think we can get rid of the A's because we'll need those if we want to do TA or Tlak. We tried the L's. We tried the K's, but the K's aren't great. Ah, staring me right in the face. Staring me right in the face. Right there. It's absolutely already basically there. Anyway. Okay, so let's start off by doing some of that. But that now stuffs us, I think. If we do that, then we have 2 letters left, so we can't finish it. This leaves us in the same position that if we do this, we then can't use this final verb, so we can't complete. I love how the way when you do it, all the word comes up. It's like all the little critters are sort of like chanting the word with you. It's very cute. Alright, is there... I guess we can start there. That gets us into the same problem. We then can't use the final verb. Now that means we're not using enough. Oh, we haven't blanked out enough squares. Ooh. This is what I did before. It looks like the only 2 ways we can start are by making LOK there. Oh, here. You can do a ta here. Interesting. Can't do O. We can't do O. We can do T though. Then that means we don't have enough. Although I see that's closer, but that's only 1 cell now. And remember, these need to have 2 adjacent cells. That's the same we had before. I get rid of the A's. That's the same problem. This doesn't really help because we then have too many letters to get rid of at the same time. Yeah, that's it. We get rid of that T, and then we can get rid of those A's. Oh. This is definitely giving my brain a workout. Very pleasant workout, though. Okay. So we have LOK here, a Tlak, extra potential Tlaks. TA's all over the place. So, let's do this and then this. And does this help us? I don't think it does. No, because we've still got too many letters thinking about to sort there. And this gets us back to the old classic problem that we need to actually have some spaces left to use the verb on. Okay. This will end up with one too many cells, or one too many kind of crossing out actions. No, that's close, but no cigar. So I wonder if we put that there, is that any better? Not really. Okay. All right. Yeah, always ends up with one letter left over. Nice. A blast from the past there for anybody from the old internet. I'm doing the same thing again. I'm doing exactly the same thing again. So what the adjacency is this way? That's not awful, you know. That's not awful. There it is. We need to get lots of Taz to get rid of all the extra letters. Nice. Okay. Ah, electric light. Nice. This little civilization is absolutely motoring along. Okay, tiles with the letter X are conductors. Because electricity. Got it. Oh, yes, I remember the X's now. I seem to remember they allow you to do weird stuff with corners. I like the little zap. Okay, so we can spell words through X's, but they do not get filled in when you spell through them. Interesting. Yeah. So this is the thing that my brain just remembered. You know how we always had to spell words in straight lines? Well, we can turn corners. I think. Yeah. We can turn corners where X's are involved. Which, as you might expect, increases the complexity quite significantly. Because now we can do this to spell lock. But that then leaves us with a problem, because then if we fill in this, we can no longer use that X to turn the corner. So I think what we need to do is this, fill in that X, and then this way around to fill in that X. Oh dear, right. So now we can actually spell Tlak around like this in this little loop. Then means if we fill in these two, we can actually spell tat all the way across here. Because remember, adjacency ignores black cells, so we can go from here across all of these onto this one and then back down here. Which means we can then use that to get rid of all the other X's. Because all the previous rules still apply. And this is where it starts getting real, from what I remember. Yeah, okay, so if we fill in these two, then we can spell Tlak up and around like this. Fill that in, then we have a tar left to do this. Oh boy, what do we have up here? Oh, X is not in our dictionary. That's interesting. I guess it's not a word. So the ridiculous thing is now we can basically go all the way up and around here if we wanted to. Not there's much help in this instance. But that feels like very much a yet sort of situation. So where is our first word? We can't go across here because there's a gap. Oh god, but we can spell lock around like that. Ugh, okay. And if we fill in that gap, we could then spell lock across here. I don't think this is right. No. So let's see where else we can spell words. So we can't spell anything starting from this L yet. Or from this T or from this L. That being, yeah, And we start from a T or an L so far, yeah. So we can't start from that one, we can't start from that one, we can't start from that one. So this is the only L we can start from. If we go up there, we dead end, because we can't come back round again through the conductors. So it feels like that has to be the first move. And it feels like that has to then be the next move. Does that leave us? Kind of want to get the TA. Yeah, so I think what we need to get TA in order to get rid of all these X's. That means we need to fill in this space and this space. Which we can't do from this position. Right, which one we fill in? We get kind of stuck around here. Am I filling in the correct? Ah, no. If I fill in... No, because then that can't get around the corner. I think I've just seen it, because if we now do this, fill in that space, we can now spell lock up and around and back down again here. Okay, so the clicking at the end is a bit finicky sometimes. It doesn't quite turn the corners potentially as I'd expect. Anyway, that now lets us spell TA across here, get rid of all those X's. Ooh, sneaky. These X cells are going to have to make us rethink the board quite significantly. So, we can spell Tlak across here if we want. Sorry to Rain Drinker in the chat as I'm live finding bugs. The joys of releasing games. I will say, and not just because they're here, this is actually very smooth so far. Small interaction bugs always creep in because everyone interacts with your stuff differently to how you've tested it when it gets out into the real world. Okay, so we can go lock around here. We've got a TA here that we probably want again. Can I lock? But I can't lock first. So we have to go through that A. LOK. So this feels like the correct first move, but then I get stuck. So I think, again, we need the TA to get rid of all the X's. It feels like that might be a relatively common way to end this, because when you've got lots of X's. But let's just see what happens if we don't do that. Yeah, so we can spell lock around that little circular bit there. Yeah, then we get left with this orphaned A, loads of X's, so we can't do that. I think we need to spell lock here in order to fill in that one. But then that makes me think, hang on. You can spell Tlak like that. Is that better? I thought I'd had a revelation, but I'm not sure that's actually better. Because the problem is, if we do that, then we can't spell lock anywhere. Can spell TA now, but we're missing a K. And basically, I can't fill in these two because then I can't turn around the corner like I want to. You can fill in those two though, can't you, you idiot? Yep, there it is. And then we can do that and get rid of the final X's. Ooh. Industrial complex is our next world. Ooh, V's. Anything with V in, do we? No. Don't think we've seen a V before. So, this is where you really have to start thinking a bit weirdly, right? Because the only two words we can spell here are lock and ta. But to spell lock, we have to go around, like all around the houses, and we can cross back over conductors. That can act as a crossroad. But now, if we want to spell TA, we need to get rid of this V because it will block things. But now we can then go TA and around and around back down again and use that to get rid of the final X's. Leg. I'm amazed I've not seen, like, TOTK for Tears of the Kingdom just appear out of these letters yet. Okay, so this one we need to think about again. E and G, they are not characters in any of our verbs, so we need to get rid of them somehow. They will never be included in our verb anywhere. So, what can we spell? I think we can spell Tlak like that. Yeah, zigzagging down. I don't know if that's useful though. Get rid of those two letters. Then what do we do? Oh, hang on, we can spell LOK. This is ridiculous. You can spell LOK by going from here, back across, then over this way. And we can spell TA down like this, so if we get rid of that cell, then zigzag down that one, get rid of the final letters. Oh man. What I think is most wild about the design of this puzzle is the answer we just did there is absolutely ridiculous, right? But it's kind of fine. Your brain can visualize these simple nonsense, to us at least, words, even though they're kind of like bouncing around all over the place and you have to spiral around things. And it's that really nice design, but the words are simple enough that you can sort of see the patterns. But it's, yeah, I find it wild how easy it is to see those sometimes, even when you've just got this mess of letters. All right. So we have a Tlak. Yeah, we have a Tlak that we can do around here. Need to get rid of these two cells to be able to do that. So this X and this X are adjacent. We have a LOK straight down there. But I'm not going to lie, that feels like a puzzle designer trap. Well, thank you for the shout out in the chat. Rain Drinker said it's not that different from visualizing laser bounces in Solas. That is true. That's probably why I'm quite used to doing the bouncing. This is a lot easier to visualize than some of the laser bouncing in Solas, though, to be fair. So we can do a LOK that way. Yeah, because then we have another LOK we can do that way. That one, that feels more like the sneaky puzzle designer trap, yeah. Because now we can do that. We can go all the way around the outside of the TA. So yeah, sometimes if you've played lots of puzzles, you've designed puzzles, you get to that metagaming of going, there's an obvious first move here. This far into the game, it's unlikely to be the first move, and you go sort of looking for other ones. Although it's hilarious. What I discovered when I was making Solas, because of all the levels had to be interconnected, so sometimes there just had to be a level later on that was a bit simpler to fit into everything. And those stumped players so much because they got so used to going, it won't be the obvious solution, that they just discounted it. And sometimes those levels ended up being really hard. Hello, Portaluke. Welcome. It has indeed been a while. It has been a very busy period. Oh my god, he's got a little hard hat. Or they've got a little hard hat. I love it. I mean, their job looks slightly less happy. But that is a full-on factory. Lovely. Okay. What's the new verb? Learn a new keyword. Is it B? Ah, B. What does B do? Oh no. Really? Oh no. I'd forgotten about this. Oh, Blaz and Rain Drinker, you You mad people. Okay. So, this allows us to write, it looks like. Oh, they've got little glasses on. This allows us to write any letter we want in the cell. So, that's going to break me. So from the the words we know so far, it would make most sense to put an O in there. So we can then spell LOK across there to finish that grid off. So we can use BE. I suspect we'll be typing a lot of L's, T's, A's, O's and K's. But what worries me about that word is because we've now got TA, I suspect some of the puzzles will mean that we have to now write the correct letter. So if you remember that TA removes any cell we click on and all matching cells of the same, either empty or letter, I think we're going to be filling in some spaces with letters that we're then going to use TA on later. Okay. Right. Also, we need to remember that we can type an X anywhere to make a conductive sort of bouncy cell or redirecting cell if we need to. I'm going to need a marshmallow for this. Right. Oh, okay. So, I thought we had a Tlak up there, but we don't. We could potentially have a LOK up there. E's still don't... Oh no, E does exist in our keyword now. Remember that, brain. E is now a keyword letter. So, basically we can be in any way around here. Huh. My suspicion is that we need to do this and put an X here. Do this and put an O here. So we can then write LOK around here. Yeah. So we can cover up that cell. We can reuse that X we put in to get a TA to finish that off. Leek. Excellent vegetable. Right. Okay. So I want to do this. That can't be right. Can I overwrite? Okay, you can't overwrite letters that are already there. Basically, I was thinking that we need to potentially spell LOK across here. E is going to be a problem unless we do... that, but then we still have a lot of blank spaces. Let's just have that dictionary up. I think that's going to become more useful. You think that looked close, did you, Porter Luke? Well, Problem is, if we do this, we then get stuck. Because this LOK keyword can only erase one cell. Oh, hang on. Yeah. I see what you mean. We have to spell B a lot. That makes sense. Okay, so we have a potential Tlak. No, we don't. That would be talk. That's the wrong way around. Oh, this B keyword is going to slow me down. I can feel it. So we could do something like... No, that's not right. We could do something like this. Oh, if you've not played this Portal, Luke, it's just out. Really recommend you go and check it out. Also, the original paper puzzle book is really good. I think the digital version diverges from that at some point. Although I don't actually know when it diverges because I can't remember the puzzle book well enough. Ooh, okay. Apparently there's new puzzles at the end of every chapter and a few wholly new chapters at the end. That's exciting. Did you come up with some new verbs as well then, Rain Drinker? It's probably all I'm seeing is teal right now. I feel like we have to start with either that, one of these. Get off some new mechanics that couldn't be done in paper. Only one new verb. You did make some puzzles yourself. That's cool. I am quite jealous you got to work with Blaz. They seem really nice. Although now I'm just sort of revealing how small some of the puzzle community is. It's not that every puzzle designer knows every other puzzle designer, but most puzzle designers seem to know every other puzzle designer for at least maybe one or two jumps from what I've experienced. Oh yeah, this one is stumping me. I'm not feeling like I have any intuition about where to start with this one. Yes, that's no good. Yeah, I can't figure out if you're supposed to use that lock or if that is a red herring at the moment. guess the other thing is you could do that. Not that way. That. That. Oh, that felt close, but it's not that. Oh yes, so ta, when you click, it fills in all of the matching cells without caring about adjacency. Everything else cares about adjacency, but adjacency ignores black cells. Let's have a look at this. Be cheeky and see what the hint system's like. Ah, okay. So I guess that's telling me the order to do the verbs in. Okay, so that would mean we'd need to do something like that. Oh, that's going to get us in this situation. Nuts. So what else could go there? Because next isn't going to help because that's... Oh. Well, next would do that, but I mean... That's a bit short-termist. If we have to do B twice, doing this around makes no sense. So it feels like that makes most sense to be a T, but I keep trying this and it keeps not being useful. So that then just gets us into the same problem, but a slightly different version of it. I mean, by all means, feel free to put what you have been playing in the chat while I glare at this. So yeah, like we are on the right lines, according to the hints. Yeah, distract one of the developers who's screaming at me in the chat. Well, screaming at me, I suspect, in their own home, not in the chat. Is there any configuration of this that is actually helpful? It feels really... I'm really suspicious that that's a at the top. Oh, because we could put a B there. Oh. Does that change things? Maybe? No. Not if we do it like that, it doesn't. Oh. So what else could go here? Does anything else make sense to go here? Oh, this is going to be so obvious. It feels like it's so obvious, and I'm just missing it. Going that way doesn't seem to make much sense. So that will then mean we can't do the next one. So let's do that, and then we can either put a letter here or here. Let's go this way. Just because. What letter can go here? Leaves us with, yeah, one letter too few. That means we can't do enough letters. Oh, it's like a classic puzzle game thing of being like really frustratingly close. Okay, so it's expecting us to do LOK. BB tar LOK. It's only expecting us to do one tar. Interesting. Am I being an absolute muppet? I'm being an absolute muppet. That thing that I said that it would expect us to do, of putting a letter in a blank space so it gets deleted with a tar, it was doing it and I completely missed it. Good job. Well played, LOK. Alright. Lesson learned. Let's try and remember that that's a thing that I need to look out for. Okay, first words we can have. We can have a B here, we can have a B here. And we can have a TA here or a TA here. That feels a bit early to use those. Because normally we want to have, well, I mean, unless we just do that, but again, that feels not great because we have to do like a B and a BE if we want to get the Tlak across. Now we can't use this because there's no empty space to write into. Clever. Okay. So if we use these and just fill in these, can we not just do that to get rid of that, and then that to get rid of that, and that to get rid of that? Okay, well that makes me feel quite a lot better after the last level. Okay, now S's. S's are not in any verbs yet. So we'll need to get rid of those. X's are back in play. So that means we can sort of Tlak around here if we so need to. But we need to get rid of this O first. Is there any... Where's my first word? I mean, there's TA there. Feels a bit wasteful though. Also it uses the A from our Tlak. B here, and the E for it is all the way over there. Good LOK across there. Once we get rid of that A. Again, that now means we don't have any space to write in for the be verb. Okay. I guess we should remember that we can probably TA if we bounce all the way up and around. Although again, we might be using that T over here. Interesting. I don't have any real intuition about where to start this one. Because is that the only first move we can do? Because we can't get a Tlak anywhere. Get a TA there, and I think that's the only place we can get one. I don't think we can get a BE yet. Interesting. So maybe that does have to be the first move. We want to get rid of the S's to start with. No. That doesn't really help if we get rid of the S's to start with. I don't think, because we then can't... Well, I guess we can spell LOK. Which we can put there. Then we can put the B across there. Yeah, so if we put an X in there, then we can TA up and around there, get rid of all our X's. Ah, thank you, Porter Luke. Yes, I spied the answer just after you, I think. Ooh, interesting. So we have a B there, and we have go up here, but that A's in the way. But that A looks like it's going to be in the way. Yeah, A's just look like they're generally in the way. So I wonder if we can do... If we do the B there and do a T there, we can Tlak up there. Is that good? Potentially not. Potentially not. But I think we have to start with a B. So I can't see any of the other verbs easily accessible. If we put an X there, we could then get a ta, get rid of those, L's. We could lock up there. But we'll definitely need a TA at the end, I think, to get rid of all these X's. That's the only T we start with. So that feels like a very important letter that we need to use at the right time. See, I'm putting an X here because the other intersections have X's. But the question is that a puzzle designer trick? Or is that a sensible first move? So we could make that an L and do that as a Tlak. But again, I think we found that wasn't actually super useful previously. Because we then need to figure out where our next word would come from. And I'm pretty sure we need to use that T more effectively. We could technically do that. So let's just do that. Then I think we basically get stuck here then. Because there's no way we can like spell LOK, because we've got too many, like these A's are very much in the way up here. Ooh. Well, thank you for dropping in briefly, Portaluke, and enjoy your walk. And yeah, definitely keep an eye on LOK Digital. I'm quite looking forward to, once I've learnt more of the verbs, checking out the daily puzzles as well. Okay. Let's just assume it's not a sneaky puzzle designer trick. And let's see if we can go anywhere interesting by putting an X there. My slight worry is the only place we can go interesting there is... if we then add an extra T there... That doesn't feel right. Even though I'd like to get rid of all those A's. It really feels like it should be an X there. And I'm worried I'm painting myself into a corner. So if I put an X there, the only thing we can really do is the TA. Is it that? Is it being sneaky that then we have to cross out the X's as we go? Using loads of locks. It is, you know. There it is. Nice. That's clever. Clever. Oh, we've invented Wi-Fi. Clever and frustrating in equal measure, like a puzzle game should be. All right. So, this one looks suspiciously simple, which means it absolutely will not be. Because we have a Tlak across there, we have a Tlak across there, we have two B's, but also we have, you know, highly suspicious X's in the corner, which allow us to change direction. So, my suspicion is if we were to naively Tlak, we're going to be upset pretty soon. I guess we'll probably want a TA at some point as well. We'll have lots of X's again, but we were proven wrong last time. What if we just stick X's everywhere? Does that help? The answer is almost certainly no. B and E are only in this verb. There's no overlap in our verbs with B and E yet. So we know we either have to delete them or we have to use them for something interesting. I don't think we can easily get... we can't easily get to a LOK anywhere. This just feels like all sorts of wrong. Okay. So the short version is I'm not sure where to start here. Not sure at all where to start here, actually. It feels like it should be the BEs. Then what do you put here is quite hard to intuit. It's the problem with doing any like Tlak. So you get to stage, well, what do we do now? Do we do this? It's not super great. Guess we could technically do that. But yeah, yeah. Sort of do something like that, but then we get stuck. Okay, because I have no idea. Yeah, give me a little hint. So it does say we start with B. Okay. Which means we need to put a symbol in one of these. Let's get our dictionary back up. To be fair, I did sort of like that as a move. It kind of made sense to me. Oh, unless it's expecting us to do something like this. No, but that won't work because we'll get stuck there. Not being able to go up or down. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, so he's expecting sort of where I'm expecting to go. That one's a T. We do around the corner here, we get rid of the K's. We do around the corner here, get rid of the L's. And we do here and get rid of the X's. There it is. Ooft. These are definitely getting, as you'd expect, trickier. Okay, so we can start with a BE. I think we have to start with a BE. The question then is, what if we have to start with a BE, what letter do we put down? I guess we put a B there. We can put a T up there. R's not in any of our... No. O is, but... Yeah, O is, but it's not super helpful. There's potentially a lock around here. TA like that. Yeah, there it is. And then we bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. It's wild how some of these I just sort of can see, and some of them I absolutely cannot for the life of me. Blee! That feels like a noise I've made. Okay, so we have blee, but unfortunately that's not a word. So I think the only one we can start off with is with LOK. Oh, that just leaves us with loads of bees. Bee verbs all over the place. Not sure if it's useful to put anything there. Oh yeah, maybe that's supposed to be a... Oh, that's just covering a cell. Of course it's just covering a cell. So that means we can now spell a B across there, a B across there, and if we do one there, sort of vaguely makes some sort of sense, maybe? Do we just have to write TA twice? That doesn't... I'm not sure that helped us, honestly. But the fact that we can spell a 4-letter word feels like we should be spelling Tlak, but we can't spell Tlak because, well, we can, but it won't help. That definitely doesn't help, because now what will happen is do this and then we can't do anything, or we'll do this, put something in here, and then we're stuffed this way around instead. Tata doesn't help because now we get stuck here. We put an X. No, we can't put an X there. That's the wrong verb, brain. We want to spell LOK up here, because then we'll just get stuck in the same way. Ooh. A fort occurred. I'm not sure if it's a useful fort. In fact, I'm now almost certain it wasn't. Yeah, because I'm now not going to have enough to spell the word I wanted to spell. But I was thinking maybe we need to just like wiggle a Tlak around. Yeah, this won't help because now we still don't have enough to finish everything else off. Oh, this new verb has really thrown a wrench into my internal workings. Like, I think it makes sense to do like LOK BBBB. Yeah. The question then is, what do we do from there? I think I see what we do from here. We can then spell lock up here. Then we can use that to get rid of the last cell. Be lock. Clever. Oh. All right. I am. Ooh. Ooh, a high-speed train. Boy, you really want some barriers around that. Oh, I'm terrified about learning another verb, but let's go for it. There is a rule that wasn't obvious before. Look at the hint if needed. Well, that's cryptic. That's really cryptic. I'm not sure what to do with that. So I guess we can spell Tlak round here, but I'm not sure that's helpful. Certainly not if you do that. I don't think we can spell lock because that gets in the way. Huh. It wants us to spell lock. How? Yeah, Oh. Oh. Right. That wasn't obvious before, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. No, yep, no, that I totally get it. I totally get why it's Wi-Fi. Long distance communication and all that. But also, oh, that's... Huh. So, the unobvious rule is adjacency also ignores gaps as well as black cells. So that means we can do that, and that, and that. Huh. Oh no. Oh dear, okay. I'm not gonna lie, that has thrown me. I don't think it is going to be. I don't think it is going to be Fine Rain Drinker. But here we can do this, and that means we can do this. And now this is adjacent. And I feel like we are stretching the meaning of the word adjacent more each world. Oh. Okay. Oh, that means you can bounce. Oh, okay. Interesting. So, So we could spell Tlak here, or we can spell B. This way around feels wrong, although we can kind of bouncy up and around here, but... Yeah, oh, because they're adjacent across gaps, so we can actually spell TA across there. Means if we put this in here, this is deeply worrying. We can now spell LOK by going up here, using the X's, our conductors, as kind of mirrors around to there. It feels so weird. And then we can fill in this blank space, and then you go across this space to fill in with the TA. Get all those. It's so wrong looking, having so many gaps. Oh dear. Right. Yeah. Yeah, and I can see why you'd like the reaction to this level Rain Drinker. It's just... Oh, it's deeply upsetting, because now you're going to make me think in chess space. Because you've effectively got the black or the white cells on a chessboard, but we can move like a knight, not like a bishop, which means effectively these cells are on the outside and these cells are on a different grid. What I mean by that is we can't go from here to here, right? We can, to get into the, in fact I don't think we, from these outer cells, there's no way for us now to get to this middle ring. So these outer cells and these middle cells are on the same grid, but this middle ring is on an entirely different grid. Okay, so we can spell BE here. Oh, it's so upsetting. We can spell TA here. I think we probably want the TA for near the end to get rid of the extra X cells. So I suspect... Put an X there, we can now do that. We can't do that. We have to go around this way because you can't turn on an O. But that then leaves us with a loose KNO. That's not good. That's actually not good. So we've got two Ks, we've got two Os, we've got one L. Sort of implies we want to put L there. Is that helpful? Yes, it is helpful. Because we can do this. And then let's say get rid of that cell. Then we can loop back around up here. And let's say get rid of that cell. And do that. Okay. Okay, so we have a ring. But remember, it's not a ring. The ring is a lie. It's a big, big old lie. Because we can cross across the ring. I see you, ring. I see your lies. Okay. We have some X's on the corner and the center points of the columns. So... oh my god, where do you start with this mess? I guess we can do something like that. Also means we can do that across, can't we? Ugh. Oh, it's deeply distressing me. And then I can do that. So we can then get to the TA and get rid of those. Oh. Okay. I just want to spell mole. I know it's not a verb. Good. Now I've got that out of my system. Okay. It kind of feels like we want this to be an X, so we can use this as like a pivot point, which we can do by spelling B over those definitely adjacent cells there. No, for realsies, they're definitely adjacent. Oh, that's not what I spelt that the wrong way around in my head. Okay. That could be a lock, though. If we get rid of that M, which isn't in anything, then we can spell a lock around here. Get rid of that B, and wiggle around here to get rid of those X's. I'm a bit worried. A rain drink in the chat's just said there's another level later on which is insanely upsetting. You'll know the one I mean when you see it. Which is chilling. A chilling thing to have in your chat. Dare I ask, is it in this world or is it in another later world? So we have a B there and we have a B around here. Two worlds later. Well, we'll see if we make it 2 worlds later. I don't think F's in anything right now, is it? So basically F and E... no, sorry, not E. E counts now. F is a dud letter we need to work around at the moment. Oh, hang on. If we put an X in that, no, because there's a K there, that'll get in our way. Alright. Come on, brain. Stop having a little panic and let's work this one through. So basically we've got lots of X's around the joint. That often means, because we don't have enough of these earlier words to cross everything out, that we need a TA. Currently don't have a TA. My suspicion is we'll end up putting a T in here, and when we've used everything else, we'll bouncy up and aroundy and down there to finish off the level. The only obvious way to start, I think, is by doing a B here. It feels right to put an X there. I'm not sure it is right. Because this F gets in our way. I kind of want to go around here and get a B here. Yeah, we need to get rid of this. We need to get rid of this B somehow so we can do a lock. The problem is, well, one of the problems, the main problem is I can't see the answer, but I think the problem is we need to do a lock around here to get rid of this F so we can be down here. Which then we'll also need an X in here to do that. So we don't have enough letters, verbs, cells to do that. Ah. But this is adjacent, which means it allows us to put the X there, which then means we can do the lock we want to do here to get rid of that X. So we can put a B there, to put a T down here, so we can then go on a merry... I mean, look at this. I love the fact in this game you're going, yeah, this T and this A, totally adjacent. We just go across here, skip all of these, jump over that hole, come back down again, jump over this this hole. Totally adjacent. Space. We definitely didn't go to space in the demo. I don't remember in the demo, maybe I didn't get that far, or maybe it wasn't in the demo, the empty space adjacency thing, because that feels like something that would have stuck with me. Okay. Don't know why, I like having the dictionary up. It gives me a sense of calm. So we have we can lock down here. And there's a BE up there. There's potentially some Tlaks going around as well. Old demo was 5 worlds, later demo was 3 worlds, you're on world 6. Yeah, I think I must have done the early demo. The BE thing is ringing a small bell for me. Oh, okay. Okay. Just for the sake of argument, I'm going to try tlacking. Before I tlak... Before I tlak, I feel like doing that. So then maybe So that can't be right, because now even if we do this, this empty space will stuff us, because we can get rid of the X's or the empty space. Instead, however, if we put an X on there, and we lock this space, we can now tlak around there. So, we can effectively go up here, use these X's to bounce around, because all of these are adjacent, remember? Absolutely adjacent, which lets us get rid of those 2 cells, so we can TA to get rid of our final X's. Oh, just... Oh, no. Well, that's quite an upsetting board as well, if I'm honest. So, these 2 cells are adjacent. If we want to TA, also we can tlak around the top there. Oh, wild. Okay. So, we don't have any O's, so we don't have any B's or E's, right? So we can get rid of having to write letters, which is good because that one hurts my brain. We don't have any O's either, so we can't lock. So this is all going to be tlacking and tatting. So let's see, which means the hints are going to be not as helpful if we need to rely on them. So we can definitely... can definitely Tlak down like that. But I'll get rid of this TA. But let's just for the sake of argument, do something. Now that's an interesting configuration. But that effectively renders it pointless. So if we do that one, is it worth getting rid of those two? No, not those two. Say these two. So then I can Tlak around here. Let me get rid of those two. All we've got left is a T and an A and an X. I just need to find the root between this T and this A because they are probably adjacent. I mean, they are adjacent like that, I've just realised. However, screw that, because we can actually go around that way. And why would I ever want to go straight across that way if I can go around through every single cell? Much more satisfying. Oh, a Z. We've not seen a Z before. That is not in our verb list. So that needs got rid of. We can start with a BE. That's interesting. That space in the middle is never and can never be accessible. Because the one thing, the one rule this game hasn't broken yet, is that diagonals are not adjacent. Yet. Not that I now have trust issues, for some reason, with what adjacency is. So we can Tlak across there. Tlak across there. We don't have any O's, but we have a B and E, which means we can do something. And the thing we can intuit, I think, is that we'll need to do some form of like Tlak or LOK to get rid of the Z. Because it would be very inefficient if we've got one Z. Or let's use a TA, or we make something else a Z as well. So let's, for the sake of argument, let's just say that we're going to make this a Z. We'll Tlak across here. The problem is we then need to do a TA of some sort. That's going to leave us in a bad position. So, fundamentally, if we do a BE, we have to fill in one of these cells. The layout of the game would imply we should fill in this cell, which normally means I don't want to. I guess us back into this position again. Which makes me think we want more TAs than Tlak. So in our current position, we can only ever do BE once, right? Because a BE will generate one new letter in a space. And in order to generate another BE, you either need more B's and E's. You need at least two B's, two E's, or two BEs, and we don't have that. So we can only ever draw one letter, which means one of these will always be, pun unintended, empty. The question then is that a good move or not? Because it makes our TAs less strong if we get rid of pairs of cells. But maybe what we need is more TA characters. But again, we've got two T's, two A's, three L's. See, that's always suspicious. That's always suspicious. So can TA early and just get rid of those L's? Not sure that's good. I'm not sure that's good. Give me just a little cheeky hint. Yeah, he's expecting us to start with a Tlak. Okay. I could do that. But now it's feeling like I need both the Tlaks. I'm going to need another. It's expecting me to do a LOK. Interesting. So that means we'd have to do... make that an O, I think. Yeah, okay. Now we can lock around there to get rid of that one. TA to do that. Yeah, perfect. Alrighty. I mean... it's been 2 hours, but I am now very curious, so I'm going to keep going a little bit longer until my brain totally melts, because I've been looking forward to this for a while. Eee, space rocket. Okay, so there's only 8 in Space World until we unlock... well, 8 normal ones, shall we say. Learn a new keyword. Lolo. You know what I was saying? You know what I was saying about adjacency? And about how it hadn't broken cardinal directions and thought about diagonals for adjacency yet. Well, I have a sneaky suspicion we might be about to at least partially break that rule. Yeah. Well done, Rain Drinker, for not saying anything when I was complaining about that earlier. Now, the question becomes... does this do everything in a diagonal? Oh no. Yes, okay, so it does. So in other words, including skipping empty spaces, so it will do an adjacent diagonal of all the rules we've learned before. Yes, for those of you, if you're watching this, you've never done this before, watching other people play test your game, you have to bite your tongue so hard. Because especially with puzzle games, people will be really close to an answer and not see it in a way that seems impossible for you as the designer, why they can't see it. But it's just because, you know the answers already. So it's really hard to test your own game. But also, people will say like, oh, I wonder why you can't do this. And then you're sitting there going, oh, well, you can later. Shh, it's just soon. But you don't want to spoil the surprise for people. So it's actually something you get a lot better at as playtesting, of just shutting the hell up. It's by far the most difficult but important thing to do when you're getting other people to playtest your game. Okay. Right. My goodness. I also had a sneaky suspicion we were going to break that last, or at least one of the more cardinal rules of rules about cardinal adjacency, because I got a sense of where we were going with that. Now, so we can do low, low. Do that, and then Tlak across there. Not sure this is... I don't think that was right. Oh no, it was right, because we can do that, and then we can do a TA across there to get rid of those. Slightly stumbled on that answer. Oh jeez, what is with these grids now? Oh my goodness. Right. So we could Tlak that and do that if we wanted to. We have a lock across there. Then we can low that. Ah! Okay. Importantly, it's not a cross. It is a from the bottom left to the top right diagonal. So back when we Tlacked, this was bad, I think. No, it's not, because we can do that one, and then do this, and that's fine. It's interesting. I think that's the first time we've had something basically just not at all symmetrical in the rules. No, that's unkind. Getting laughed at by one of the developers in the chat right now. So, we can reuse letters, it looks like, in the same word. Because we can go around here, and we get low, and then we can go back round again, because these connectors are in a loop. Oh, we got an achievement for spelling with a loop. I don't like it. It really hurts me in some ways. Oh dear. Oh, this is going to be painful. Okay. I was wondering why it was low. Now it makes sense. don't think Blasian designed this with in mind at first. It was sort of an implication he stumbled on. Yes, well, so it's kind of, to go back to Solas, it's kind of a bit like the generator pattern in that. So when I was making Solas, even if you've not played it, it's a laser deflection game. You're using mirrors to redirect pulses of light. But the important thing is you're redirecting pulses of light, not a continuous stream. In other words, they have discrete positions on a grid. And I realized when I was designing that, when I had this thing where I had this thing called a flip mirror, which would change every time it was hit, I had this sudden realization that you could actually like trap a single pulse of light inside a little loop. And then I realized I had these prisms that every time a light hit it, it split in two, and I suddenly realized in a similar way you could put light in and then you could basically trap a pulse of light and just constantly generate pulses of light, and I called it the generator. And it's a very similar feeling to having these loops, right? It's one of those things where you're like, oh, I now have sort of this outcome of the rule set that makes total sense, but I didn't really notice on the way, which is really cool. He says, about to regret it. Hello, Scotty. Lol XK. I mean, yeah. Yeah. If you've just joined, you're going to be very baffled. There is quite a lot of rules, but I'll try and briefly go over them again. So this is our list of verbs that we can spell. Each of these will then mean we have to do an action, and the action varies. So we also have a few new weird wrinkles. X's. So you have to spell things in adjacent spaces, but adjacency rules have gone out the window a little bit, because these X's allow us to not only change direction, but they don't count in the word. So we can spell the word lock like that, and lock just means we have to click another cell and it goes black. However, things are adjacent. If we go back to a slightly earlier level, that might show this. Things are adjacent in slightly odd ways. So, can I even remember the solution to this? So, we can spell Tlak, which is the second verb, and that means we have to black out two spaces that are adjacent to each other. But we've just learned gaps don't count, and we learned early on that black cells don't count. So technically this space and this space are adjacent to each other. Allegedly. So you end up doing very weird stuff like that. And we'll go over the other verbs as we continue. That means we can use lock, get rid of that one. The latest verb we've just learnt is lolo, which covers every cell in a bottom left to top right diagonal in black as well. Adjacency applying, but adjacency is all sort of all over the place. The thing we just learnt is that we can use these X's to loop round and use letters twice in a word. So we can spell lolo by doing a little loop-de-loop. Then we can use that to get rid of those. Then ta will get rid of every space that has the same letter or no letter in it. And the wildest verb we have had so far is if we type BE, we can write any letter we want in any cell that's empty. Which hurt me earlier. Alright, all that being said, we can start off with a lolo, or we can start off with a lock. I think we're trying to end up so we get a TA across here, so we can get rid of these X's, which we've done a lot in the past. So if we lock there, ooh, but then we can't. No, we can. Verbalize. I was just thinking, if we do this, we can't lolo, but we can, because we can lolo and then reuse that O, which means we can then cross out these ones. So we want to get rid of that cell. So then we can go along here, bounce back and reuse that O, distressingly, which allows us to get rid of all of the diagonals. That means we can TA across here to get rid of those X's. Once we get rid of all the white cells, turn them all black. Ooh, nuclear physics. Or, I guess, the atom. We move on. Oh, I'm seeing a lot of B's and a lot of E's. This is sort of my kryptonite. So, O is now a letter that is in play, because we need it for our Lolos. Just had a little realization about what I was sounding like then, but there we go. We have B here, we have B's up here, so let's assume that we're going to probably have to put in a lot of X's to solve this. No, I think that needs to be an X. That then allows us to do our Lolo again. It doesn't because we don't have another X to complete the loop. Interesting. Well, let's undo all of that because that's just completely thrown a wrench into what I was thinking the solution was. Huh. So back to first principles. What are the only? Can we spell any words to begin with? Well, we can obviously spell BE there. Can't spell anything off that word. Can't spell anything off that T or off these L's. So I think that does have to be our first word. It kind of makes sense for me to do this just because then we can do this, put an X here and then do this. But I'm not sure how helpful that is. So then I'd have to put something up here, and I don't know what letter would work up here. As I just stare slightly blankly and terrified at this grid. No, I haven't. I don't know what's supposed to go up there. I mean, that's no good. No, that's fair. I have also just been occasionally spelling the random words like teal and mole. But I agree, when you just see B a lot, it does divert my brain a little bit too. Okay, let's just sanity check this with the hints. Yeah, so we are going along the right route with this, I think. The other option is that could be an X. That could then just be an E, but I don't think that's helpful. So it's expecting us to BB Lolo. You know, BBB Lolo. As we all say every day of our lives. Things we need. Okay, let's go back and just check our assumptions. If we do this, there's no other ways we can get a B easily. Pretty sure we have to put in a corner there, and I'm pretty sure we have to put in a corner there. That's not checking your assumptions, that's just assuming them again. But problem is, how do we get an extra? Either we do let's assume we get rid of this, right? And just we'll put in whatever letter up there. Either need an extra O, which we can't currently get. Or we need an extra L down here, but then we wouldn't be able to wiggle. Oh! But what if that's an O? Then we go the other way around. Oh, sneaky, sneaky. Then we can TA there and get rid of those X's. Oh. That's a lot of space down here. And a lot of, let's call them kisses all over the board. Kiss hug, kiss hug. Oh my goodness. You can Lolo all over the place. So, my suspicion is, again, we want to somehow get rid of all of these so we can get up to this. We can make this T adjacent to this A. Every time I say that, I'm actually rolling my eyes a little bit when I say the word adjacent now. Do I want to get rid of that X? That X feels important. So we can Lolo there. That's good. Good. Lolo there. Oh, okay. I think the trick is we have to do a couple of Lolo loops. It's like we can Lolo loop here. We need to figure out how to do one more Lolo loop. Oh, good luck with this. YouTube subtitles. Just trying to figure out what is the way to kind of force us to get extra Lolo loops. Lol. Not like that, obviously. That looks potentially positive. So now we can loop around like that. That looks right, because now we can loop around like this. Now we can loop around like this. That's a clever, mean puzzle. Lovely. Excellent. And for those new people joining us, I'm not doing the advanced puzzles right now, because otherwise it would just be an hour of me staring at it. Where are we going next? Oh, yes. Oh, we've gone subatomic, and someone, I'm going to assume Rain Drinker, has found the chromic aberration ability in Unreal. Not Unreal, in Unity, sorry. Absolutely no shade. I love full screen chromic aberration, as you will know if you've played any of my games. No. What? What? What's it? It's a bit. A bit. Oh. Okay. A quantum question mark, apparently. I'm uncertain. I also get a feeling that I might understand why Rain Drinker earlier said there's going to be a very upsetting level soon. I suspect it's just going to be all question marks. And that's going to distress me greatly. Right. So, let's Tlak down there. Then we can do that. Then we can TA across there, but does that then mean... No. Do we have to set that to R now? No, game. We need to go back to that. So I understand how that worked. So we can Tlak down there. Fine. Then we use our Tlak verb to get rid of these two, to make this T and this A adjacent. But then you click the quantum question mark, and then you specify what letter that is. We want to specify it as R, so it matches all of them. This is so silly. Okay. Okay, so we learned some rules earlier. Remember when we use a verb, or we spell a verb, we have to use all of it. We also have to be able to spell. There we go. So now because Tlak needs to get rid of 2 adjacent cells, we can't finish like this. It's not allowed. The other problem is this can't be LOK, so that only gets rid of 1 cell. So, I was thinking this needs to be BE, and then we make that an L, then we lock across there. But it can't be that either, because then I still can't. Wow. I am slightly distressed by how simple this level looks. And how not simple it is in my head. You've got to use that. Do we need to use that K? Technically we don't need to use that K. We can just cross that K out. But... Oh, is it that? That's really mean if it's that. So we can type BE in here. And we can put a T in there. Make this TA. No, sorry, this TA. To then get rid of that K. That's... Oh, these levels are getting more and more disconnected from reality as we go, it feels like. Okay. J's and P's do not exist in our language, so we need to get rid of them. Somehow. None of these are adjacent. None of these 3 are adjacent to anything. This P is adjacent to down here, but I don't think that helps because it's a P. It does help, I think. So bear with me. If we do TA here, and we select this quantum cell and say it's a J. A J, that goes to those 2, and then we can Tlak across here, and these 2 are technically adjacent. Flak. No. No, but that means I can do this, and that automatically becomes an X, but then that's still not used, which means it can then be used for something else. Oh, that's going to come back and absolutely bite me in the arse later, isn't it? I can feel that one on the horizon. Going to absolutely ruin me. Okay, C, H, F are not in our lexicon. There's a lot of letters not in our lexicon. Which means I think we need to do... Yes, we need to use the thing I said just now, actually. So we can do that to get rid of that F. That then becomes a T to get rid of those two letters. So the quantum letters are quantum because they can be different values at different points. Uh-oh. So we can bounce around here. And then what do we want to get rid of then? So it would have a Tlak. So we get rid of that Z, that's fine, but then we have this issue that we don't get rid of enough stuff. So it would be better to Tlak first, but I don't think we can Tlak first. Because we'd have to start from here. Even if we made that an L. Couldn't make that an L to go up to the T. Oh! We don't need the X's anymore after we've done that. So we can do that. Get rid of the X's. And Tlak and get rid of those two. Ah! Yes. So this B has no... There's no E. Well, see, that could be an E. But I don't think this B can get to that E, because there's no X's to bounce it around. So, like, we can Tlak. And then we can LOK. But then we're scuppered at that point. We can't TA immediately, and we can't BE immediately. There's a sneaky Lolo in there, though. So if we get rid of these two, we do that. That then becomes an L, which means we can get rid of that diagonal. Oh, that's a lot of J's. I have to say, this slightly atonal sort of nursery rhyme-esque music in this section is very accurate to the score that's going on in my head, which is just the slow unravelling of the Magic Roundabout theme tune. If you've not heard it, if you didn't grow up in the UK, or you're quite young, go look it up and you'll sort of see what I mean. Oof, okay. So it looks like we probably want a diagonal to get rid of these J's, because we don't have any T's or any A's, which means it looks like we're Loloing it again. Can I put a question mark in? Oh no, the B's can become a question mark. Are you talking about the Magic Roundabout, Rain Drinker? I am so upset that we can write question marks in. So, I mean, of course we can. Of course we can, because it makes sense of all the mechanics, but still. Well, it's not so much the sleep song. It's the song of me gently losing the grip on reality. Okay, but I think if we use this to be an X, we click there. Wait, use this to be an X to click there. Then we can low down there to get rid of that. Oh no, I was saying that the background music of this section sounds a bit like a nursery rhyme song. And it's scoring my loosening grip on reality quite effectively. I mean, this board is an absolute mess. There are so many letters in here that are not... So we don't have V in our dictionary, or C, or D, or G, or E. Huh. We don't have very many X's either, so there's not... No, it's good. It's good losing my grip on reality. Puzzling. It's just... Oh. Honestly, I'm surprised I've been able to do as many as I have, because it's been a very long couple of months. But these are tickling the brain very well. And in all the right places, so they say. Okay, so... I wonder if we're supposed to put another question mark there. Because that then gives us a bunch of ability to use like double X's. And we have a Tlak down the middle if we want it as well. But my worry is we've got a lot of cells that we know we have to cross out somehow because they're not in any of our verbs. But I'm going to struggle to figure out how. Oh, we can do that one, and that lets us do lock around there again. Which lets us do that, which lets us Tlak. Okay, that wasn't as bad as I was expecting. Ole. Okay. Oh, what am I supposed to do with this? Okay. Oh, that one where it was like 3 question marks and a K was such a good little puzzle. Oh goodness, what am I supposed to do with this? Okay, so like, I think early on, this needs to stay as a X so we can bounce around. Interesting. Brain just had something there. I think if we say this is a B, make that an X. Yeah, we can low like that, which is clearly normal. Then do that. Ah, but then that leaves us in a... No, that's not quite what I was expecting, because I want to be able to lock across here. But that will then obviously use up that L that I need. That feels too correctly set up. That feels too neat to not be part of the solution. But trying to metagame this has got me into trouble before, so... The E definitely implies we want to be E. Could put the B here. The problem is we then use up that cell when we want to do the bouncy bouncies. Feels wrong. This could just be this could just be TA as well. Then that leaves us in a not great situation. Do LOK there, but then that stuffs us again. We need that L. Come on. Am I being silly? I'm not being silly with the starting move. This X piece over here is going to be a problem. So we can make an A. We can put an A here. That will let us TA. But yeah, we need to be able to like... Sure, we need to be able to low. The problem is that just then doesn't leave us with enough ways to write things. So, I don't think I can do it in this puzzle, but quantum letters can be different letters at different times, and we can write with loops. So, I am 99% sure at some point I'm going to have to write words looping through the same question mark multiple times. Don't think it's here, because I don't think there's a way to loop back onto this with how this puzzle's set up. But I've just had that realization, and I'm deeply suspicious about the future. Right, come on, B, and then... So it is B and then... So... I must be doing this wrong. But that's like the only way you can do it, isn't it? Somehow we then have to spell ta. Is it that I'm spelling it with the wrong? So I've gone very silent here as my brain is just having quite a little meltdown. So I feel like I'm really, really close to this, but also I feel like I'm absolutely nowhere near it whatsoever. Keep doing this and this keeps not being right. So we can do that, which is fine, but then we... So fundamentally, if we have to do B and then ta, we do have to somehow loop back to one of these because we don't have enough characters unless we don't use this to be an X. Then how do we Lolo without that being an X? Is this any better if we do this? We must get... No, because now we can't do... Now we can't Lolo at all. We can't do a Lolo loop at all at this stage. Yes, I would appreciate a small nudge. Am I completely off base with this one? Oh my god, remember the previous level? I am being an idiot. Yep. Yeah, no, you're completely right. I'm being an absolute idiot. It has been very well tutorialized to me. I can write question marks. Absolute muppet. Thank you. Have I found the really distressing level? Because I'm quite distressed. No. Oh, okay. So this is not adjacent to anything. This is not adjacent to anything. This is not adjacent to anything. So is it just this? Yeah. Okay, so it's clear what I did there because that is really not obvious. Basically, only these two here are adjacent to each other. All the others, under the weird adjacency rules of this game, all the others are not on the same row or column. So you can TA here, and then obviously you want to pick what cell you want to destroy. However, whenever you select a question mark, it asks you to put a letter in, but you're also allowed to write a question mark here, which gets rid of all of them. Oh dear, wild. Hey, I think I might be at that thing that I said the game was definitely going to do, where I loop back round onto the same letter. mean, technically, I could spell basically any word I wanted here, right? Fair play, Rain Drinker. I was wondering if I could break that. I just got an achievement for overloading the length of the word. Anyway, I think this is the thing that I said was going to happen. That you can use the same question mark for two different letters in the same word. Yep. Wait, did I just... Wait, what? Did I just unlock... Oh. That's... worrying. We'll come back to that. We'll finish off these levels and then we'll go back to that. Disturbing. New world. Okay. So I guess here we want to spell Tlak? No, I spelt it wrong. Oh, no, because... then we're stuck with these X's. Ooh. Ooh. You do TA, but then that we have the same problem that Z and S are not in our dictionary. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's very interesting. And we have to cross both of the question marks. Out of interest, can we do like... Oh, is this... Oh, this is what I think this is. Interesting. This is... Okay, so we've got two question marks here, right? The problem is, if we just spell something like Tlak like this, because we're giving a letter to both question marks, we use up those cells. But we don't have to. Because we could do T, X, L, X, well, X, A, we could basically put X's in instead, is what I'm trying to say. So we can do T, X, L, X, A, X, K, and then we only use that top question mark. Now, I've done this the wrong way around, I've just realised, because I want to get rid of those, and it won't let me because they're not adjacent. So what I need to do is TXA. So I just use the top one. Oh no, but then I get rid of the X's. Oh, I thought I was there for a second. Then I get rid of the X's, and that leaves me with a different problem. Here I was being vaguely smug that I thought I'd got it. I have 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 got it. We just need to use this one. So we need to do xt xl x a x k. That uses this cell, which means these are adjacent. Now, that means I can loop around and say TA up here to get rid of those x's. Oh boy. Oh boy. These are wild now. We could just spell LOK down there if we wanted to. I mean, I almost guarantee we're not supposed to do that. These levels are harder than final level. Oh, good. Oh, what a worry. So, remember, this letter G, U, P, C, and V, none of these letters live in our dictionary. But we can spell Tlak to get rid of those two, if we wanted to. Tlak again to get rid of those two. No. I think we need to spell Lolo to get rid of that whole column. Then Tlak to get rid of those two, and then TA to get rid of the X's. Bear with me. So L, X, O, X, X. Let's just go around this a few times. Oh, this is so silly. Okay. L, X, O, X, L, X, O. I've done that the wrong way around. The reason being is this diagonal will get rid of that one at the top, so I already want to have used that one. So, LX, OX, LX, O. And we've used a Lolo loop, which means we can get rid of those. Now, I can do this loop again. And I can write Tlak in there, because these two are now adjacent. And now I have this one up here, where I can TA to get rid of those. That's wild. How many are we at? 2 more. Okay. I mean, that last level is just completely wild. Right. I mean, why is not it? Can we spell anything without using the question mark? I don't think so. So U doesn't exist in our language. Y doesn't exist in our language. We probably want to get BE across here. Our Butuki, as the game wishes us to write. We've obviously got these huge amounts of X's, which means we probably need to finish with a TA to get rid of these X's, right? Oh, I mean, so I could do that immediately, but that would use that up immediately as well. So we do like a TA here, but that feels really, really wasteful. What we probably want to do. Well, this one's tricky, because we only have one of these. We can only use this in one word. It's like we can happily And we can't because that is blocking us from looping. Don't be silly, we can do it here. So we could, if we wanted to, like do a low loop. That's weirdly pleasing to say. But then the problem is that's now gone. And then we get a bit stuck. It's like we could, if we wanted to, just do something like a Tlak. But the problem is that still gets us into like this not great situation. Because I think what we need to do is we need to use the BE to put another question mark here, so we can do another like infini word, because we just don't have enough letters otherwise. But the question is, how do we then use what's here already to get rid of enough of these letters that we can do that? Oh, that's really clever. Is that what it is? Oh, that's so clever. Okay, so we want to spell Tlak, right, to get rid of 2 spaces. But there's 4 spaces up here, but 2 of them are ones we can use, T and K. And remember, when we've got these X's, we can do all sorts of absolute hot nonsense with them. So what we can do is we can start on the T. We can loop around through here to get the L. We can then loop around here again to get the A. Then we can basically bounce back up here to grab this K. That now means we've used 2 up here, so when we do the Tlak to get 2 adjacent away, we then have access to the BE, which means we can put a question mark here, which we can then use to do TA to get rid of the X's. Whoa! Alright. So I think this is the last one of this world of the normal difficulties. We're definitely not going to get to advanced today, but boy, these are clever. Okay. Dictionary. R is not a letter, V is not a letter, D is not a letter, S is not a letter. Yes, I can imagine the advanced ones here are a ridiculous rain drinker. Right, so my suspicion is here we want to get the T up to the A in some format to get rid of the final X's. Goodness knows how we do that though. Like, we can obviously do something really basic like that, but that's not great. We can do something more wild. like this. That could be an X, an L, an X, an A, X, X. Problem is that then gets rid of our T. But we can still do that loopy thing and just not use our T. And then we can get rid of that will get rid of this and one of these. We can do something here, but we need effectively 2 of those, and we need to use this L somehow. I don't see a way to use that L in the middle of a word. So does that mean we need to Lolo loop? We might need to Lolo loop. Let's just start with a bit of this nonsense. And so T, X, L, X, A, X, 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 X. Cool. Yes, okay, so if we get rid of these 2, now we go around and we Lolo loop. Get rid of those 2, so that's us do a TA up there, an X there. Oh. I mean, I just want to have a quick peeky in here. I mean, no, not today. All right, so what's the... This is... Oh, this is really creepy. This implies we might have hit... Apparently we've hit some form of infinity, judging by that box. Learn the last keyword, Griever. Ooh, okay. I mean, this is... This is quite a level for learning a keyword in. So we need to start from an L, a T, a B, or a, yeah, an L, a T, or a B. Can't start from down here. We can't start from that L. Doesn't take us anywhere. We can't start from that T. It doesn't take us anywhere. That L doesn't take us anywhere. None of these B's up until here take us anywhere. So it has to be this. How on earth does that help us? How on earth does that help us? I mean, we can do like this sort of thing. We can keep making B, but that's not really great. Make that one an X, does that help? Make that one an X, does that help? Okay, well, wow. question marks. They can be question marks. I mean, I say that. Again, I'm not sure it helps hugely. But at this stage, I feel just throwing question marks all over the place is better than nothing. Yeah, so we have more. Kind of want to get rid of those. Which we could do if we put a question mark up there. XXX. Okay, rid of those. Oh, this feels like kind of madness, because now we can sort of use that lock down there. This is just bonkers. To go to that, now we can sort of bounce around our question marks. Sorry? Oh, that feels bad. Can't tell if good or just destroyed a civilization. But the credits are happening, so that's nice. Alright, wow. That is absolutely wild. Ah, Tom Brewster for Shut Up and Sit Down got a little mention. I guess for mentioning the book on the channel. LOK. LOK. Well, I mean, it's gone red. Oh. Apparently I freed a bird? Oh, no. No. Does this mean I can spell Griever in all the different areas somewhere? At least in 3 areas. Okay, well, I think we will pause it there with that mystery yet to be discovered. So that was that was LOK Digital. Man, that is wild. That keeps altering the rules in ways that make perfect sense, but also completely recontextualize how you think about the levels, which is a very cool and not easy thing to do at all. Clearly, there is a lot more for me still to do here. I've still got all the advanced puzzles, or at least most of the advanced puzzles in most of the worlds to do. There is some extra interesting bird-related stuff that I'm sure is going to lead to some absolutely brain-melting puzzles, and they have daily puzzles, which is really cool. I mean, that's fair. I have no idea if they're ordered by, like, complex hue. I have no idea if they're ordered by complexity, if they're, like, easy, medium, hard, but I think it's really cute that they have daily puzzles here as well. So look, if you like puzzle games, you should go up and pick this up. It is just really, really good. Right? I've been looking forward to this for ages. I am definitely going to come back and dig into this more. Whether or not I do the advanced puzzles on stream, or whether I do them gently melting by myself, I'm not sure about yet. But I know I'm coming back to this, and I know I'm digging in more. I can see Rain Drinker, one of the devs in the chat, doing a face, which means that there is definitely something going on with all these birds. And knowing Blaz and the amount of weird, like, real depth he puts into his puzzles and the amount of recontextualizations, I'm sure if we go back into here we will find suspicious G's and R's and I's and fact things, because we didn't know, like, all the adjacency rules earlier on in the game. If you've played something like 20 word searches, that has this structure where you solve them all in a way that makes sense, and at the end it goes, lols, that's not how any of the rules worked, and you go back and you resolve them all. I suspect there's going to be a little bit of that going on here. The word that freed the bird was not Griever, it was, yeah, OLKO. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I'm sure I will go and find that in other places as well. I mean, you say that, Rain Drinker, in the chat. I don't trust you not to have also hidden Griever everywhere as well. I am suspicious. But yes, so apparently if we go find Olko in other worlds, we will free birds. And we have this special place to unlock down here. Suspicious is good. That's developer for yes. We probably have done that. But anyway, although I have played, probably played all the initial normal puzzles here, there is obviously a lot more depth and stuff to play here. So if you're interested in this type of puzzle at all, if you're interested in paper puzzles, you should go pick this up. It's really, really good. I had an absolute blast getting my brain turned inside out and back to front repeatedly. The fact there is now this recontextualization to do is super exciting, and it's taking quite a lot of willpower to stop here. Anyway, you should go support them. They're really nice developers. This is a really cool game. Go check out Blaz's books as well. There's not just LOK, there is also Abdek, which is sort of a Tetramino-esque one that I've not got yet, but looks really interesting. And go check out Rain Drinker's other games as well, because it's nice to support indie devs who make cool stuff. For now, and Rain Drinker is saying that Abdek is for psychopaths, so clearly I'll be picking that up soon. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'm so glad that I came out of my streaming hibernation for this very special game. I will be around again in the new year, I hope, to get back to streaming, because there's lots of games I want to get back to streaming, because I've missed doing it. I've just been really busy and constantly knackered. So, new year, more streaming. Have a good hibernation. and a good holiday, whichever you choose to do. I'll be back in the new year, and thank you for joining us today. Thank you for Rain Drinker in the chat for joining. I hope I didn't upset you too much playing your game. And yeah, take care all, and see you in the new year.